Hello. I'm an aspiring educator in the world of birth to 8-year-old students. And when I announce my goals to the world of the challenges that do spring to mind, generally cultural competence and diversity is not of the first. Why? Well, what is competence, right? It's a bit fancy. Simply means that we are not only aware, but we value the cultural differences and identities that are in the world around us. And it's not all over the world, it's the whole world right in one spot. And as an educator, that's implementing an attitude of social justice within the classroom and the learning environment, and understanding that every student comes from a unique home and circumstance, and that they have many different components that create their identity and affect the way that they're going to learn and the opportunities that they're going to have now and going forward as they develop those skills and cultivate their understanding of the world. So, about me and my little classroom, basically I think I'm socially competent, and the reason I say that is Terry L. Cross put out a cultural competence continuum chart, roughly sometime established in 1989, right? And based on that chart, I see myself as socially competent because I do my best to be mindful of myself and others around me, to consider their person and their identity. And as an educator, it's very common to run into cultural based issues every day. It's just your job to create and maintain an environment that children feel safe and their families feel invited into, and it is inclusive. And the way we do that is through the language we use and by the materials and announcements that go home to the family, and the displays and content that we have available through our books and pictures around our room. And you see it when you're communicating assessments and observations to parents, and they might see things differently than you. You see it when a family of single parents or same-sex parents, or multi-generational home, or you have a mom and a dad. Every student comes from somewhere different, and the way you communicate with them has to be different. And they see what is in your room. They see the pictures and the books that you read. And understanding that your second language learners are coming from second language learning families, and being understanding and patient and getting the materials and the resources that you need to help teach, as well as connect with these families, is an important part of being competent and considerate of somebody's culture. And well, you just have to reflect on your actions, your appearance as a whole, and get that input. So you have to get criticism, get input from families and their perspectives. Reach out to your coworkers. I love my TA. She has more experience than me, and I can always trust her to give me criticism when I need it, and go to her when I have things that I'm uncomfortable with or things that I don't know how to do. So I work together with her and the families to become better. I get their input, and I research and I learn more about things that are different from me and how I grew up, and I try again to be inclusive of those things. And one thing that happened this year is a lot of the social justice issues were happening around the world, and books that I would never normally read were coming to the front of the store. Well, one way to continue learning and growing in your cultural competence is reading those books that have different views and opinions than you. broadening your understanding of who people are, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. And yeah, it helps grow you. And continuing to ask for input. People will tell you what they need. Right? Ask questions. Ask families. Pick up the phone and communicate with the family. And in that future classroom of mine, let me go back. There's me. In that future classroom, I hope that I can implement those cultures by allowing these students to share with everybody. Making discussions, having displays of flags and cultures and different countries and books, and allowing students to not be limited to a unit or a theme week to discuss their differences, but allowing an environment to create the opportunity to make discussions every day about who we are and what we're learning, and be able to discuss with each other what makes us us and what makes them them. It's important for them now, and it's important for us as adults. And another way I want to have a classroom that is culturally competent is simply by having relationships with families that help us both grow. And to me, that's how you're culturally competent. But I hope to continue learning about it and sharing more. Thank you.